Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, hey, short video, current amp collection. To the far side of the right side, we have a small little Vox Pathfinder 10, 10 watt amp, and that was a recent acquisition, as is the other Vox beside it, the DA15. Now that's an older amp, but she's pretty nice. I've got reviews on all this stuff, okay? We've also got the Orange 35 RT. And wow, nice amp, 35 watts of horsepower in it, clean and dirty channel. What more do you need? Well, some people need effects, and so do I. So we do have on the floor, of course, the Boss ME80 pedal board at present, which I'm thinking in future I'm going to probably upgrade back to the Boss GT1000 again. I was talking to the wife about it yesterday, and it's like, I'm running out of stuff that I really actually need. It's no longer a want all the time now. With gear, this is what I really actually need and I'm going to use, right? I'll probably still keep the ME80 though. Anyways, and in front of it, of course, is the Line 6. This is a Spider version 4, 30 watt. Got that from Long McQuaid a little while back. Cost me $100. So I paid under $400 for the orange, $100, well, $99 for the Line 6, $69 for the DA15 at Long McQuaid, and at Long McQuaid, but not from the North Bay store. That came from the Gravenhurst location that just opened up. So if you live in Gravenhurst or the area, go check out the new Long McQuaid. That's an awesome store, and Chris is the manager there. He was actually assistant manager from North Bay. But that's where I got my Vox Pathfinder 10, and that was only $129, so that was a really good deal too. I've been looking for one of those things for a long time now, and now I finally got one. Anyways, and of course we do have a trainer. It used to be a block 100 watt amp. It's got a 12-inch speaker in it that, I believe if I remember right, is 4 ohms. So real pain in the butt to find an amp to actually run on it, other than I did have the Hughes & Kettner Spirited Vintage amp, which, you know, a little tiny head, worked really well, but I would rather run that head at 8 ohm load instead of the 4 ohm, even though it supports it and puts out, you know, 50 watts of power at 4 ohms. I'd rather the 25 at the 8 and have a little bit more control, okay, a lot more control over the dials, but it does work really well with that trainer. Now a cabinet, right, because the way the block amps are built, at least I'm going to assume that all the block amps in this style are the same. When I pulled the amplifier board out of this thing, the cabinet inside is completely sealed off. So it's like, that's perfect. It makes a perfect cab, right? And it sounds great. But trying to find a all-tube amp head that's going to be able to run it, well, I may have to go back to a Hughes & Kettner, you know, one of the Tube Meister series, because I do want an all-tube amp, and I'm thinking going back to that because I like how they light up, really sweet, and of course you get to see all the parts inside too, which is really cool. But I also don't need a ton of horsepower either, you know, especially for in here. But I do want an all-tube amp, you know, for sure, to put back onto that now trainer cab. So that's my gear that I use as far as my main stuff. Everything else that I use for creating sound effects and all that other jazz and other guitar amp and cab model simulations, I do all that on the computer. But a lot of what I do on my channel is like 99% just this gear. And in one form or another, it's hooked into my Yamaha mixing board, which is also then routed into the left and rights on my Focusrite USB interface to my computer. So anyway, just a short little video. This is my current amp collection, and I don't see it growing any further other than getting a tube amp down the road. You know, and an all-tube amp. I don't want a hybrid. I almost came home with a Blackstar yesterday, even to just rent it. You know, it's kind of like, problem is I kind of really liked it, right? And but I still want all tube, so it kind of stopped me at the same time. I was very torn about, you know, getting the thing or not, because it was such a sick deal. I even looked these things up online for this particular amp head and cab, and it's like, wow, you're not going to beat that price anywhere. You know, and it's kind of like, I have to have this, but It's like, but I want an all-tube amp, so I had a hard time saying no. And because you guys know I'm a real bad gearhead when it comes to bringing gear home. I kind of like to keep all the stuff as much as I can, but anyway. So we didn't bring home the Blackstar, but that's okay. We've got more than enough here for the time being. But anyways, that's it. That's all. If you want to hear any of these amps on my channel, look up the Orange 35 RT, the Vox DA15, the Vox Pathfinder 10, the Line 6 Spider 430. And of course, if you want to know more about the ME80 pedal board, I have that on my channel as well too. Check out those videos, and yeah, we'll definitely catch you on the next one, because we still have some videos to do with the DA15. We've done the Epiphone SG Standard with that amp already to let you hear what it sounds like. We're still going to do the Stratocaster, the Telecaster, and I think after that we're pretty much done, because everything else I got humbuckers anyways, and there's not a ton of difference from one set of humbuckers to the other. There is some, definitely, but you know, I want to give you guys like the main basics. Here's the Tele style traditional setup, here's the traditional Strat, and then of course something with humbuckers. But anyways, stay tuned for those videos on the DA15 too. We'll be getting those done in the next couple of days. So thanks again, and catch you on the next one.